Agriculture is as old as humanity itself. Agriculture produces the food we eat to live. But what happens when agriculture produces insufficient food? Shall we all wait, watch, and die of hunger? Well, there is an institution of learning that has come up with what it calls community-based farming. That institution is Federal University of Agriculture at Abeokuta. Community-based farming is a scheme in which students are taught how to farm in a mechanized way. There is so much to learn about mechanized farming and what they also call smart farming. And there is someone here to walk us through all this on Green 360. I am Michael Nath. Today, we are at the Federal University of Agriculture at Abeokuta. And of course, from the name, you will understand that what we're talking here is agriculture. Now, we are not here to tell you much because we've got somebody who will help to tell us everything we need to know about, one, the institution itself, what goes on in the institution. We are not going to talk about all aspects of what happens in this institution. We are going to focus on a particular department. You want to know the department? Relax. We're going to come on with it. And the person I'm talking about is one of the agricultural executives in this institution, in the person of Adoye Adeniyi. He's the agricultural officer in this institution, and it's my pleasure to welcome him. Adoye, nice to have you here.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes. Now, you are in the agricultural department or the agricultural section of this institution. Now, not all institutions of this nature has the agricultural section. So what makes this one unique?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, nobody knows it all. We are all learning every day.
Sure.
This is Department of Center for Community-Based Farming Scheme. We majorly train students on how they can go into commercial production in agriculture. And we have many units under this center. Though we have 4 locations that we send our students to outside the campus here. We have Ishaga Orile, we have Iwoyeketu, we have Odelemo, and there is Odogbolu. These are the 4 locations that we send our students to. Here on campus, about 13 departments always come to us when they get to 400 level for their FPY.
FPY. Expanded place.
FPY means Farm Practical Year. Farm Practical Year is a full year program. They will spend their year on the farm, on how they will raise animals, how they can produce crops, different type of crops, different type of animal. So at this center, we have all these units. We have piggery, we have ruminant, we have rabbitry, we have fisheries, we have many of them. Then we have crop section. We grow maize, we grow rice, we grow soya beans, we grow pineapple, we grow cucumber. Mention them. So there is no crop that we do not introduce our students to or animal. And we train them on the risk that they may face when they get outside. That is all what this center is all about.
This is very, very interesting, you know, because while in school, we also did agriculture. But basically what we did there then was the theoretical aspect of agriculture. You see, you do agriculture just to pass your exams, you know. But in the real sense of the word, agriculture is 100% practical. That is when you are doing the real thing. And this is exactly what happens in this very institution. That's very, very interesting. Now tell me, that 1 year, is it counted as one of the major years a student has to go through before one qualifies as a full student of this institution? Or is it after the normal duration, then you add extra year?
Thank you very much. In this special school, all our agricultural students, they have to spend 5 years on campus.
Okay.
The first 3 years in the class, the fourth year, they go to the farm, to the field for the IT. Then the last year, they come back to the class to round up. That's why they spend 5 years. So on their fourth year, they will be introduced, they will be sent from their various departments, about 13 departments. They will be sent to this center. And this center will be the one that will take them for the next 1 year. And during that 1 year, we train them on how they produce, whether animal or crop, and how they can store and how they can market in a commercial way.
Do individuals choose, make their own choices, that the options are open there, so you choose what you want to do, or is it compulsory, like obligatory, that you have to do everything?
Sorry to tell you, sir, this place we introduce all aspects of agriculture to students.
Wow.
All aspects. They have to visit all our units.
Then at the end of it all, you now choose which one you want to specialize
Yes,
in.
when they get back to their department, back to the class, they pick the unit they want to go into, the kind of enterprise they want to do. But we will try to show them everything about agriculture.
This is a federal institution.
Yes,
what role does the federal government play in all this? What's the place of the federal government in all of this?
As we can see from the name, Federal University of Agriculture, it is government that is funding us. Yes, it is government. Government funds us, and we make use of everything they produce or they give us to use.
Interesting. If I look around now, I can see a lot of equipment, agricultural equipment, starting with that where we're sitting on. These are machines or
Yes.
parts of machines and all that. They are scattered all over the place here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, you're trying to say that it's all these things were provided by the federal government.
Yes, sir.
You did not spend any money.
We
Do they
don't-
belong to the institution, or they're hired? Do all these things belong to this institution?
Yes, sir. All these equipment are supplied by the federal government, and it will have to come through our management here. We have management here. We have the VCs, the deputy vice chancellors, we have the registrar, we have the bursar, and the librarian. These are the management level. We have the council. So anything that will come from federal government, we have to pass through them. They are the one that will tell them this is what we need, and federal government will give us through them. So once it comes to the campus, they look at the departments that need all these things. So from the management, we have received all this equipment. We have many equipment here. Center for Community-Based Farming Scheme, we have about 4 tractors.
Okay, and just don't mind, we're going to come to the tractors and the other machinery in full.
Yes, sir.
But right now, let's talk further about the federal government's involvement in the development of the agricultural section of this institution. Now, you need crops, you need the animals. You said you have various animals,
Yes, yes.
domestic animals.
Yes.
They provide everything.
Yes.
And I also understood that the farm here has been extensively extended.
Yes, sir.
Like it used to be just a very small place, but right now it has expanded and is still expanding further.
Yes, sir.
How do you acquire these areas of plots of land?
Here in Funaab, we have more than 1,000 hectares of land.
Wow.
And we are still using it. We have not even covered half because we have many departments that are placed at strategical places. So here is farm. We have another place inside, we call it Ifsera, where they go into research to produce food that will sustain the immediate environment. Yes, that's another.
They produce food?
Yes. They go into research on how to produce food that will sustain the immediate environment.
And they actually produce the food?
They are doing it.
Sell in the market?
They are selling.
Wow.
Yes. They introduce the new research. Whenever they do research and they come up with something, they introduce it to a farmer outside. That this is a new thing you can be practicing and it will help you. And the farmer will do it and they will rejoice.
Meaning that's a kind of an advanced way of farming.
Yes. They are the one that will do research and test that this thing is good. So we can be using neem. This is neem leaf. They will go into it. What can we use this neem leaf for? We can extract the oil inside and use it to do herbicide. We can use it to do insecticide. Because there is no insect that will want to eat this thing. It's very bitter. If you taste it, it's very bitter. So anywhere you want to do organic agriculture, where you are not supposed to use synthetic herbicide or insecticide, so you use this one.
I mean, the leaves that I'm looking
yes,
at?
the leaves, yes. If you taste it now, it's very bitter.
Wow.
Very bitter. So we extract the liquid inside.
So this has some medicinal value.
Yes. So this department, they will do that. So we said we cannot be doing traditional agriculture. Let's go into commercial. Subsistence agriculture cannot help us in this country. How many of us want to take hoe and cutlass and go to the field? No. So we train students on how to use machines. What a man will do in 4 weeks, machine can do it within few hours.
Wow.
If you put 10, 15 people on an hectare of land to clear for you, they can spend 2 days, they can spend 3 days. But put tractor there, in the next 2 hours, if the tractor is okay, let's finish it. That's why we're going to commercialization.